Hello, good morning. Nice to see you this morning. Thank you so much for joining me for today's live. This is my first live back after Christmas. I haven't been working out very much the last few days. I don't know if you're similar or if you've been keeping active, but I really wanted this nice extra long 45-minute session to really warm up our bodies, stretch the spine, and work all the major muscle groups. So as I said in the description, kind of dust off the cobwebs, feel really great, feel mobile, feel energized, and start to build that strength up if you have taken a little bit of time off of working out. And if you have been moving this entire time, great, good for you. That's incredible. But no matter what stage of your fitness journey you're in, you're going to feel really good after completing this routine. So thanks for being here. We're going to get started with a really nice warm-up. This warm-up is going to really focus on mobilizing the spine. So we're going to come to the top of the mat, plant the palms down under the shoulders, the knees are below the hips. We're going to plug the navel in and just broaden across the shoulders. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose, filling the back of the rib cage. And as we exhale, we're gonna lift the abdominal wall. So really scoop the belly in. Inhale. And exhale, contracting the core. Now we're gonna add some movement to this. So we're gonna inhale to drop the belly, roll the shoulders down, gaze comes up. And then we're gonna exhale, scoop the navel in, dropping the crown of the head. Really push the mat away so you're creating space between the vertebrae. Inhale, arch, bring the gaze up, roll the shoulders down and back. And exhale, round, scooping that belly in and pushing mat away. Inhale and exhale, tucking the tailbone, scooping the navel in toward the spine. Good. Really exaggerate this movement. Notice how your spine feels different in the different positions. I'm feeling like as I round, I'm feeling tightness in the shoulders, so I'm really breathing into that area. Good, let's take one more. And return the spine back to neutral. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to pick the right knee up and circle it forward for 1, for 2, nice big circles, 3, circling forward, for 4, mobilizing the hip, and last one, we're going to send the leg back. Now from here, we're going to stretch out the calf a little. So we're going to inhale and exhale, push back, really flexing through that heel. Inhale, come forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, push back, lengthening through that heel. Let's do one more. Push back. We're gonna hold it there, so we're stretching the calf. We're gonna pick the left arm up, reach back, and then tap left fingers down toward the mat. Keeping that flexion of the foot, reach back, stretch and lengthen, and come forward. One more, reach back, lengthen through those fingers, look back over your shoulder, and bring the arm down. Bring the right knee under the right hip. Amazing. Now, we're going to circle forwards with that left knee. So big circles, mobilizing through the hips. Good. 3 and 4. Lift that knee up a little higher. Last one, 5. Stretch back, lengthen, and push through that heel, lengthening up the back of the leg. Forward, shoulders over wrists, and then push back, stretching the back of the leg. Feels really good. Nice work. And last one, push back, hold in that flex and stretch. Pick your right arm up, reach back, stretching behind you, and come forward. Sweep the arm back, looking out over your shoulder, and come forward. Last one, reach back, lengthen, and come down. Send both legs out behind you and push up into a downward dog. You can bend the knees as much as you need to get that lift to the hips. Scoop your belly in, and we're just going to pedal out the heels here. Really flattening out the upper back, keeping those hips elevated as we draw alternating heels down to the mat. Stretching out the backs of the legs, mobilizing those ankles, stretching the spine, let your head hang heavy between your shoulders for 3, and 2, and 1. Amazing work. Level out the heels, soften knees down to the mat. From here, I'm going to keep my knees nice and wide, and I'm just going to windmill the right arm back, windmill the left arm back so that we're in position for a spine extension. So I'm just going to arch the spine, bringing the gaze up, and then gently relax. Inhale. And exhale, arch the spine, bringing the gaze up, and relax. Good. Last one. And amazing work. And relax. Now we're going to lower the hands down to the mat. And we're going to step the right leg back, step the left leg back, holding in a high plank. And then you can lower your knees down to the mat, or you can stay in your plank as we slowly ease down to the floor. Amazing work. So we've just warmed up our spine and some of the major joints. Now we're going to start with our upper body work. So we're going to place our hands on either side of our shoulders, and we're going to position the legs so they're about hip distance apart. Now from this position, we really want to focus on lengthening through the spine. So imagine a piece of string drawing the crown of your head toward the wall in front of you. We're going to find that length. Inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to hover the chest up off the floor and gently pull back with those elbows. So we're gently contracting the upper back muscles. Inhale to lower. Exhale, come up and pull those elbows gently back. Inhale, lower, softening palms to the floor. Exhale, lengthen through the spine and draw those shoulders back. Good. So gently contracting those upper back muscles as we find length. As you come up as well, I'd like you to really pull your navel up toward the ceiling. Inhale, lower, relax. Exhale, engage the core, engage those upper back muscles. Let's go 3. Hover the chest a little bit higher if you can. For 2. Amazing. And final 1. Lift and hover, then extend the arms out long. Find length through those fingers, find length through the spine. Hover and pull those elbows back. Good. Lower the arms, lower the hands down to the floor. Repeat. Pull back, contract those upper back muscles, hold, and then lower. So we're moving through these pullbacks really slowly, really focusing on length and the contraction of those upper back muscles as we pull back. Taking a little rest between each repetition. Good. We've got 5. Lift a little higher, engage those upper back muscles. For 4, pull navel in toward the spine as you move. Keep that gaze down on the mat. Last 2. Good. And final 1, we're going to come up and hold. Hold in this hovered position. Extend, pull back. Extend, pull back. We've got 10 of these. 8. 7. Keep hovering the chest up off the floor. 6. 5. Pull those elbows back with power and energy for 4. 3. Lift up a little higher if you can. 2. And final 1. Lower your hands down to the mat. Push yourself up. Take your knees nice and wide. And send the hips back toward the heels, stretching and lengthening through the spine. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Amazing work. Now from here, we're going to go into some child's pose push-ups. We're going to keep the elbows in really close toward the side of the body as we come forward and lower the chest between the hands. Then push up through the heels of the hands and send those hips back toward the heels. Repeat. Come forward, lower as low down as you can. You can do a more shallow push-up if you're still building up strength. So lower and then push up through the heels of the hands. Make sure that as you're lowering, you're not sort of arching in the spine. You're keeping the core really tight and you're protecting the low back. The spine stays nice and elongated. You shouldn't feel pressure in the low back as you come down. And if you are, maybe you don't go down quite as deep into your push-up. Good. Lower and push up through the heels of the hands. Good. Lower. Keep those elbows in really close towards your sides so that you're feeling the work in your triceps. Let's go 3. Amazing. 2. Lower and push up with power. And final 1. Lower. Push it up. And send those hips back toward the heels. Breathing deeply in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to get into position for plank. So from our plank position, we're going to be adding some knees to chest and really focusing on contracting the abdominal wall and building up strength through the upper body. So I want you to come right to the top of your mat, spread your fingers, wrists below the shoulders, step the right leg back, step the left leg back, and let's just set ourselves up for plank here, making sure that we're creating a nice flat line with the body. From here, we're going to tap the right knee to the right elbow, send it back, bring the right knee in toward the center of the chest, scoop the belly in, lift the knee, lift the abdominal wall, and then push back into a downward dog. We're going to repeat that on the left side. Coming forward into your plank. Left knee to left elbow and back. Left knee in toward the center. Scoot the abs in, lift the knee, and then send the hips down and back. Repeat. Come forward into plank. Right elbow to right knee. Right knee to center, scoop abs in, and stretch it out. Come forward. Left knee to left elbow and back. Into the center, scoop the abdominal wall in, and then stretch. Really get as much lift through those abdominals as you can. Good. 1, 2, lift, and pike back. Good. 1, 2, lift and pike back. 1 more each side. You're doing great. 1, 2, scoop abs in and stretch it out. Last set. 1, 2, scoop and pike. Nicely done. Now we're going to come forward into plank. You can lower down onto your forearms as needed if your wrists are straining. We're going to come in to that plank, and then we're going to bring the right knee to the right elbow, left knee to left elbow. Repeat. Alternating sides. Keep it up. We've got 10, 9, 8, abs in, 7, 6, 5, 4, I know it's tough, stick with it, 2, and 1, lower knees nice and wide, and push back into a well-deserved child's pose. You can wave your hands from side to side, releasing any tension in those wrists. As we breathe deeply in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Nicely done. Okay, from here we're going to come down onto the side body so that we can start targeting the glutes and thighs. So we're gonna stretch out nice and long. I'm propping myself up on my left hand. I've got my right leg on top, or you can also have your head on your outstretched arm. This opposite hand is down on the mat for stability. We're gonna begin with some simple leg lifts. So we're gonna lift the top leg and lower. Lift and lower. Now I want you to focus on keeping those legs parallel and the hips stacked. So rather than kind of opening up that inside of the foot to the side, as we sometimes do in a leg lift, I want you to keep the inside of the foot facing down toward the mat, and we're just picking that leg up and lowering. Picking it up and lowering it so it stays parallel with the lower leg. Good. Nice long neck, tight core. Inhale and exhale. Good. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Now from here, we're gonna lift that top leg, bend, tapping knee to elbow and extend. Tapping knee to elbow and extending. Good. Tap, full extension, lengthening through those toes. Good. We've got 10. Abs in. 9. Good. 8. Full extension. Keep pointing through the toes. For 6. 5. 3. 2. And 1. Amazing work. Lower down. Ooh, those are tough. Okay. You should feel the work sort of building in that side booty area, in the outer thighs, and also in those hips. We're now going to do a similar movement, but we're lifting the leg, tapping, extending, lowering, lifting. Tapping, extending, lowering, and lifting. Good. 3. Amazing. 2. Good. Last 10. And 9. Good. Full extension for 8. Relax those shoulders down away from your ears. Lengthen through the neck. Good. Last 4. And 3. Extend, lower, and lift for 2. You can do it. And last 1. And lower down. Amazing work. Okay, from here, we're going to get into an all fours position again. And you have the option of staying up on your wrists or coming down onto your forearms. Another option here, we were just working the right side. You can stick on the right side if you really want to burn it out, or you can switch over to the left side here, focusing on the left side and then repeating it all on the opposite sides. So you can either burn it out on this right side to begin with or switch over to the left. I'm going to switch over to the left here. So I'm going to extend the left leg out nice and long, and I'm just going to square the hips with the mat, extend and lengthen through the spine. We're going to lower the leg and lift with pointed toes. Lower and lift. Now I want you to really focus on squeezing your bum with every lift. Really focusing on the gluteus maximus doing the work. Hamstrings are working hard here too. We're moving slow. We're moving with purpose, control, and muscle engagement. Let's go 10. Lengthen through that neck. 9. Pulling belly in toward the spine for 8. 7. 6. Lift a little higher while protecting your spine. Last 1. Amazing. Now we're tapping the knee down to the floor and extending. Tap, extend. Tap, extend. Tap the knee, full extension. Good. 9, extend and lengthen. For 7, relax those shoulders. 6, keep breathing. 5, last 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Now we're going to lower the leg, lift, tap, extend. Lower, lift, tap, extend. Good. Lower the leg, lift, tap, extend. So you may notice that these movements are similar to the ones we were doing in a side lying position, but now we're targeting different muscle groups. So we're targeting those thighs, hamstrings, and the gluteus maximus muscle. Good. Breathe through it. I know these are tough. We're very close to the finish line on this side. Good. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, woo. Keep breathing for 2, and final 1. Amazing work. Take your knees nice and wide and push it back into child's pose. Hold it there for a couple of breaths. Just going to move this. Holding it there. And there we go. Stretching it out. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nicely done. Now we're going to come over onto the other side. So I'm going to lengthen out onto the side body, finding length, finding comfort. My left leg is on top now. We're going to plug the navel in toward the spine, support the head on the hand or the outstretched arm. Now from this position, lengthening through the toes, bring the feet forward slightly so you're in a bit of a pike. Pressing down onto the mat with that supporting hand, we're going to lift and lower that top leg. Good, keeping it parallel with the lower leg. Getting into the breathing pattern, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now I really want you to focus on your core engagement from this position to make sure that you're still and stable in the torso. Good. Find length through those toes. Switch all the leg muscles on. Let's go. 6. Nice long neck. 5. Breathe through it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Now, bringing the knee toward the elbow and extending. Tap, extend, tap, extend. Try not to let that shoulder hunch up by the ear here. Keep it down away from the ear. Good. Try not to roll backwards, so you're really tightening the core. Nice stable trunk. As we tap and extend, you're doing great. Give me 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Nicely done. Now we're combining those two movements. So we're tapping in, extending, lowering, and lifting. Tap, extend, lower, and lift. Amazing work. Moving with control, getting a full extension, really pointing hard through the toes between each repetition. Nicely done. Amazing. We've got 7 and 6. Last 5 and 4. Really working those glutes and thighs for 3 and 2 And final one, lower down. Nice work. So now we're coming over to do the opposite side, or maybe you're sticking on that same side, depending on what option you went for. I'm coming down onto my forearms and ensuring that the spine is not arched here, that we're tucking the tailbone, scooping the belly in, and finding length through the spine. I'm going to extend my right leg out long, finding length, squaring hips with the mat, and then squeezing that bum as I lift the leg. Tap and squeeze to lift. Tap and squeeze to lift. Good. Amazing. Squeeze that bum. Focusing on the gluteus maximus now. Let's go 8 and 7. Careful not to overarch the spine. For 6, lengthen through that neck. 5 and 4, abs in. 3, 2, and 1. Now tap the knee and extend. Tap, extend. Again, really pointing hard through those toes so that you're really strengthening and lengthening the whole leg as you kick out behind you. Good. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, keep breathing, for 2, and final 1. Lower the leg, lift, tap, extend. Lower, lift, tap, extend. Lower the leg, squeeze the bum to lift, tap, extend. Lower, lift, tap, extend. Let's go 10, 9, you got this, 8, 7, full extensions, 6, tap, extend, for 5, 4, I know it's tough, keep breathing, we're so close to being finished. Last 2, and final 1. And lower the knee down. Take the knees nice and wide. Walk the hands out in front. Keep the hips elevated. And stretch into a puppy pose. So really stretching into those shoulders, releasing tension, lengthening through the tailbone, stretching out the spine, and stretching into those hips. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Let's come up for a moment and just roll the shoulders down and back. Breathing deeply for 3, and 2, and final 1. It feels good just to melt away the tension before we get into our upper body, or rather our core work. So we're going to roll ourselves down one vertebra at a time. Take the elbows nice and wide, take the hands behind the head. So the legs are hip distance apart here. We're going to just start off with some gentle crunches to start firing up the abdominal wall and to get really into our breathing pattern. So we're breathing in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're peeling up into a crunch and flattening abdominal wall. Inhale to lower, exhale, peel up and flatten abdominal wall. So as you come up, bring your gaze either out between your inner thighs or down to your belly, and just really focus on tightening that those abdominals, drawing the navel down toward the mat with every lift. Elbows are wide, head is resting in the hands. Let's go 4, lift a bit higher, for 3, amazing work, last 2, and final 1. Nicely done. Now we're going to bring one knee in toward the chest. So I'm going to start off with my left knee. I'm going to inhale here and exhale, draw the belly in, bringing knee toward the forehead, then lower, and then sticking on that same side, we're going to lift the left knee up and we're going to bring the right elbow toward the left knee and lower. Then we're going to repeat on the right side. Bring the right knee in toward the center of the chest, lower, bring it in again, but cross over and tap it with the left elbow. Good. Switching sides. Left knee in, regular crunch, and then cross over to that left knee. Good. Right knee in, regular crunch, and then cross over left elbow to right knee. Good. So alternating sides, knee in, and then cross over. Good. Knee in, and then cross over. So we're getting into our obliques as well. Good. Really challenge yourself by picking that shoulder blade up off the mat when you cross over, but at the same time pressing your lower back down into the mat. So you're rotating not from sort of hip to hip, you're not swaying through the lower body, you are really kind of stable in that part of the body and you're rotating around the rib cage as you cross over. Good, let's go 3. Cross it over for 2, in and cross over, and final 1, lift up nice and high and cross it over. Amazing work. Now from here, we're going to elevate the head, neck, and shoulders up into a crunch position and bring the legs into tabletop. So the knees are over the hips. We're lifting up into our crunch. If at any point it gets too much, keeping the head, neck, and shoulders elevated, you can lower them down. From here, we're just going to alternate toes tapping down to the mat, hinging from the hips. Holding in that crunch if you can, keeping the elbows nice and wide. Although, again, if we lower head, neck, and shoulders down, you're still going to feel it in those abs, particularly if you're remembering to engage the core as you breathe out. So breathing in through the nose and engaging that core as you exhale. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Lift up a little higher into your crunch if you're still elevated. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees in toward the chest and just hug them in close, stretching out the lower back. Breathing deeply here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice work. Okay, now we're going to do a similar movement, but with a crossover. So bring both feet down to the floor and elevate head, neck, and shoulders up. Now we're going to bring the left elbow toward the right knee and switch. And switch. Keeping the elbows nice and wide here. Tapping, alternating sets of toes down to the mat. As we cross over, getting really deep into those obliques. Breathing out to cross over. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center and relax it down. So nice. Great work. Okay. So you should be really feeling those abs fired up. Now we're going to continue to work our upper and our lower abs with a roll over, and we're also going to get some really nice spine stretching in. So bring the arms overhead, palms facing up toward the ceiling. We're going to inhale and exhale to fold over, reaching toward those toes, stretching. Deep inhale here, and as we exhale, we're scooping the navel in, engaging the thighs, and rolling down one vertebra at a time. Good. Inhale, peel up, work those upper abs. Exhale, reach and stretch for those toes. Engage, engage, engage those lower abs the whole way down. Nice work. So really challenge yourself by coming up slowly and with control. rather than sort of swinging the upper body up. And then same as we lower down, try to roll down one vertebra at a time. Good. Inhale. Use those upper abs. Exhale. Reach and stretch for those toes. Inhale to prepare, and exhale. Engage those lower abs all the way down. Good. Lift. Lengthen and stretch. And roll it down slowly. 2 more. Lift it up. Reach. Fold over. And tuck the tailbone and roll it down. We're going to come up one more time now, and we're just going to fold ourselves into a really nice deep back body stretch. So you can take a hold of your calves, your ankles, or your feet, whatever you can reach, and just pull yourself forward, breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth as you stretch your back body. Drop the crown of your head, scoop your belly in a little bit more, and fold a little bit more deeply into your stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it up. Nice work. From here, we're going to go into some frog leg extensions. So we're going to relax head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat. You have options here. You can either keep your hands on either side of your body, or you can create a triangular shape with your hands and just place it on either side of your tailbone to support your lower back. We're going to bring the knees in toward the chest. We're going to separate the knees wide, gluing the inside of the feet together. We're going to separate the feet now, so the feet are splayed out to the sides and just the heels are connected. From here, we're going to inhale and exhale. Push those heels out, squeezing the legs together, keeping the feet splayed out. Inhale and exhale. Drive through those heels. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you want a more challenging version, you're going to come out at a lower angle. If you want an easier version, you're going to come up at a higher angle. The closer your legs are down toward the mat, the harder it's going to be on those abs. If you want to challenge yourself further, pick head, neck, and shoulders up into a crunch. Good. Inhale and exhale. Bend and extend. Squeeze the legs and engage the core, drawing both sides of your rectus abdominis together, creating a nice tight seam running up through the middle of the body. Challenge yourself by lifting through your pelvic floor here as well. Let's go 3 and 2 and final 1. Bring it in. Relax head, neck, and shoulders down. Final push here for the abs. We're going to go into some alternating leg drops. Again, your hands can be on either side of your tailbone, or you can have them by your side or up in a crunch like I will be doing. So I'm extending the legs out long. You can have a gentle bend if needed. Picking head, neck, and shoulders up if that's the level you're going for. We're lowering the right leg and lifting belly to spine. Inhale to lower the left leg. Exhale to lift. Inhale and exhale. This is a challenging one. Inhale and exhale. So again, your legs can be bent. Your tailbone can be supported. Let's go 3, 2, really engage those low abs, and final 1, amazing work. Bring your knees in toward your chest. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your hands behind your thighs, roll yourself up, and we're going to do one final exercise before we move into our cool down. This is going to work multiple areas of the body, and it's going to really help to improve our flexibility and mobility. So I'm going to stretch the legs out on either side. You can have them slightly bent. If you need to, you can place something under your bum like a book or yoga block if you have that handy. Otherwise, sit up really nice and tall. If you're finding you're slumping in your low back, make sure you're bending those knees. We're going to extend the arms out to the side like airplane wings. Lengthen through those fingers. We're going to, I'm going to come forward a little bit so I've got more space. We're going to twist from the waist and reach opposite hand toward opposite foot. Reaching and stretching, and then recentering. Inhale and exhale, twist. And I've not got much room behind me for my arms, so I'm just going to place it down on the mat. Reach and stretch. Nice work. Return to center. Deep inhale and exhale. Twist and reach, trying to keep the opposite bum cheek down on the mat. Don't worry about how close you get to those toes. Just focus on stretching and lengthening. Reach a bit further. Good. And we're going to do one more each side. Reach and twist. Reach, reach, reach. And to center. And last one. Reach and twist. Lengthen through that spine and side body. And back to center. Relax the arms down. Now from here, we're going to bring, as we head into our cool down, we're going to bring the right foot in toward the left thigh. We're going to reach up, lengthening and stretching, and fold over. Getting a nice side body stretch in here. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we were just stretching the side body. Now we're focusing on really reaching for those toes. Maybe pulling yourself deeper into the stretch by taking a hold of your calf or your foot and keeping that right bum cheek down on the floor. I can feel this really deep into sort of the lower side body, and I hope you can too. Feels really good. For 3, 2, and 1. Lifting up and switching sides. Lifting up nice and tall, and then folding over, finding length, keeping that left bum cheek down on the floor. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Reach a bit further, pull yourself down into it, increasing your flexibility. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing work. Now we're going to come into a plank position, and we're going to fold the right leg under the body, coming into pigeon. Press the mat away up through your fingertips, lengthening and stretching. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. For 3 and 2 and 1. Focusing on that restorative breathing as we stretch. Folding the left leg under the body, pressing up through those fingers. Feeling the stretch deep into the hips. Rolling those shoulders down away from the ears so that we can really lengthen through the spine at the same time as stretching that lower body. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we're going to come back into that puppy pose. So take the knees nice and wide, walk your hands out in front. And I want you to really elevate up through that tailbone and draw your forehead down to the mat. Feel the stretch in those shoulders. Feel the lengthening in that spine. And just take a few deep breaths here, breathing deeply in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bring yourself up to a cross-leg position, and let's just stretch out our neck a little bit here. So I'm going to take the right hand overhead and just place it down, the fingers down above the left ear. I'm going to stretch the left arm out to the side and just gently, very gently, pull that right ear down toward the right shoulder, finding length through the side of the neck and all the way down and out through those left fingertips. Try not to let the head come forward here. Try to keep it in line with your shoulder. Good. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Release gently. Take the right hand down. Left hand comes up. And just gently draw that left ear down toward left shoulder. This is a really great stretch if you've had the type of sleep where your neck gets a little bit stiff. That was what happened to me last night. I woke up with a really stiff neck from whatever way I was sleeping. So I just really like to gently stretch it out. Good. And let's lift up, interlace the fingers, take them behind the head, and just draw your chin down toward your chest. Just using a little bit of the weight of your hands to deepen the stretch, but again, not sort of pulling the head down. Stretching through the back of the neck. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the head up, bring the arms down, and roll out the shoulders for 4. For 3, lift and melt them down and back. For 2, melting away tension. And final 1, lower the arms down. Amazing work. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Again, it may have been one of your first workouts after the holidays, and if so, I hope you're feeling really strong and well stretched. I know I am, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I look forward to moving again with you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.